All right. Please let me know you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Get on the comments. Let me know if you can hear me because I'm not using a microphone today. I'm using my headphones, doing something a little bit different. Okay. Looks like I'm sounding clear. All right. Let's do this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook today, just because some people don't have Facebook. So I don't know. Why would you not have Facebook? That's really weird. Why would you not have Facebook these days? But yeah, thanks for coming. It's been uh, it's been a very interesting month. I think the last time we spoke was about a month ago. I actually got live, and we spoke about remote work and how to get remote jobs going. And I introduced you to Edwin and showed you where I'm at. And I wanted to kind of follow up on that and actually allow you guys to speak to some other people other than me that are actually doing the work and that are also in the same field as me, and allow you to actually ask them questions and speak to them. So, okay, Papa Elsa is from Ghana. Nice to see you. Before we get started, please say hello. Go on the comments, say hello. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. Yeah, let's get a little conversation going. Let's get a vibe going. Get on the comments. Um, I see people are just joining in now. Let's get the comments going. Say hello, guys. How are you doing today? And I was watching Vusi yesterday on YouTube. I don't know if you guys know who Vusi Tembakwayo is, and listening to some of the things he was saying about Africa and where we're all at. And it was interesting that he actually mentioned in e-commerce as well. So it's funny that the people at the top are starting to wake up to the opportunities that are available. And I really hope that policies start to be implemented as well, like so that we can really push e-commerce as a solution. How's it going, Sowazi? What's happening? What's happening? Good to see you here. I'm glad to see that we are finally waking up to it. I'm just hoping that government really starts picking up on this because honestly, the opportunity is slowly going away. And I know I've been doom and gloom for like the past couple of years. I've been kind of doom and gloom when it comes to this whole e-commerce thing and saying to people, if you don't get on the boat now, um, you won't be able to join and it'll be too late. But the honest truth is you can just start, get yourself going. And that's what today is about. And hopefully by speaking to people that are actually doing it other than me, because you're always speaking to me and actually opening up the conversation, it's gonna encourage you to do what it is that you need to do. And we used to do a lot of courses back in 2020. I'm not really doing any courses. I don't think I will be doing courses anytime soon. But there is a lot of content available on my YouTube channel, and there's just a lot of content available on YouTube. But this stream is just to motivate you. Really, it's more of a motivational thing to motivate you to get things going. But there is a lot of guidance available online, and yeah, I hope I can just add on by doing my little bit. So some of you probably seen my email where I said that I launched a product that did really, really well, and I put a little screenshot. So the guy that I launched it with, my business partner, is actually one of the people that we'll be speaking to today. So we actually collaborated. We worked together. We've been working together for a very long time. How's it going, Liz? Nice to see you here. We've been working together for a very, very long time, and he's also going to be jumping on the live and sharing his experience. It actually has been one of the best launches that I've done recently, and I've been I've been really thinking about what is the formula to success. Um, you know, there's a lot of these motivational videos, right, about the formula to success and like hard work, motivation, grit, and all of these things. But I think in the past year or two, I've definitely noticed that the one of the ingredients, like one of the main ingredients to success, one of the main ingredients to succeed in anything you do, whether it's, you know, what I'm promoting at the moment, online work business, but even things like family and relationships, and just general wealth, health, and whatever it is that you're trying to succeed in. I think having patience is really important. Having a plan is really important. Having discipline is really important. And having consistency is really, really important. And the only reason why we've managed to do so well with the launch, because I did say that I was going to explain that to you, is because we made a plan. We made a plan. We sat down about 2 months ago, and I'm actually going to allow Reese to talk about this as well. We sat down about 2 months ago, and we said, okay, we need to do a launch. How are we going to approach it? And we didn't really create a detailed plan, right? Like, some business people will tell you to have every single step written down. Like, okay, I want to get a job online. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing. But the reality is, things don't always go to plan, and you don't really, really know how you're going to succeed and how you're going to get to where you need to get to. You don't really know. The universe is really weird. It can throw you off one way or the other. You might end up going in roundabouts. Who knows? It's not as clear as just setting a plan and I'm going to go on LinkedIn, I'm going to make a profile, I'm going to contact all these people, and then it doesn't mean it's going to work. But just having a vague idea of where you want to get to, like having a destination, that's good enough. And then it's all about being consistent. It's all about being disciplined, waking up every day. There's going to be times where it's going to be hard, but just staying at it and having the patience, like having the actual patience to know that it's going to come. And that's kind of what we did. We had this launch in mind, and we had a kind of a plan. And at the end, it was like 50-50 of the plan actually, we actually followed it. And then the other 50 was just waking up and being like, hey, what are we going to do today? Okay, let's create the website. Like it was just very random. But we ended up getting to our destination. And honestly, I would say that it was the patient part, it was the discipline part. It wasn't so much, sleepless nights, and it wasn't so much being motivated. It was just having a plan and sticking to what it is that you need to be doing on a daily basis, being in flow. That's what I ended up working for us at the end. And that's kind of what I wanted to share. So if this is really what something you want to do, if you really believe that working online can help you become independent, can help you make the money you need to make, can help you feed your family, can help you travel the world, then set yourself a goal, set yourself a destination. Okay, I want to be making a full-time income online within 2 years. Okay, set yourself that goal. And then, yeah, you can do the studying and kind of know, okay, this is what it is that I want to do. But as long as you wake up every day and work towards that goal, you are eventually going to get there. It's like a universal law. Like it actually really works. And I think this recent launch was a testament to me that it really works. Just having a goal and working towards it every single day, being in flow, whatever it is that you need to do to stay in flow, whether it's praying, whether it's being in nature, whether it's some people it's cooking, whatever it is that you need to do, doing that, and then allowing the universe to lead you to where it is that you need to be. So yeah, I don't want to be talking too much today. I'm actually going to get Reese on right now. Thanks for everyone that's turned up. Thanks for everyone that's here. I appreciate all of you, and I hope that you'll get something out of this today. I hope that you will that this will benefit you. So let me just get Reese on right now. So this is my longtime business partner. Yeah, we made a lot of money together, man. Yeah, yeah, we've done a lot. We've done the most. I'm just gonna add into the stream now. What's
Man
happening,
like
bro?
Jack. Man
What's
like
happening?
Jack.
What's happening?
Man
So
like Jack.
these lot don't know me as Jack in it. They know me as Pennock, but
Okay.
it's all right. It's
But
all
I know
good.
you
It's
as
all good.
Jack, so it's Jack.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all love.
Just good
So
people.
yeah. Just kind of introduce yourself. Tell people where you're at. I guess tell them like a summary. I know you're good at stories, isn't it? But tell them like a summary
hmm
of who you are and what you're doing at the moment.
Okay, so I'm Henok's friend from like about 12 years ago. I'm 31. I live in Thailand now, but I've been like in a lot of different countries. So around 11 years ago, when I was like 21, I met a man called Simon, and I was making music at the time. I didn't really have any job. I didn't really have any family support. I didn't really have anywhere to live. I was just sort of like a young. I just felt like a young creative person without like an outlet. So I just used to make music, and I was just sort of blowing around the streets like a tumbleweed. And then I met a young man called Simon who had a he had an online business, and he was the only person that I ever saw who dressed like me, who wore like urban clothes and had money but wasn't committing any crimes. So I was like amazed, like this is crazy. Like everyone that I know that has money that dresses like me and you is doing, drug selling or bad things. And this dude wasn't. He was opening his laptop up in Starbucks and just writing emails and making money. And I was blown away by it. Like, wow, I don't really feel like I want to go and get a 9 to 5 job, and I definitely don't want to go and do the street thing and like sell drugs and stuff. Like, I'd seen a little bit of both. I'd seen a little bit of street stuff, and I'd seen a little bit of work stuff, and I didn't really want to go down either route. So when I met him, I just overnight became obsessed. Like, wow, if this guy can make money off his laptop, then I should be able to make money off a laptop. So I started hanging around with him and trying to learn things, and thankfully he was open to share things, and that's how I got started working online. And then for the first, I would say like 3 years minimum, I was incredibly poor, especially by England standards. So we're both Hennek and myself both grew up in Nottingham, England, and obviously the standard of living in England is very good. But what you don't necessarily see from the outside is if you don't make money, you really like at the bottom of the barrel socially. Like being poor in England is such a stigma because the country itself is rich. So I've lived in a lot of countries like the Philippines and India where people are poor but they band together. They have like family support, they have friend support. In England, especially as like a young man, not having any income or means to a career can leave you isolated. So for the first few years of working online, we was always me and Henok used to actually live together. We was always late on rent. I used to have to come up with a different excuse
Always
every
late on rent. Always late.
yeah. So the first few years were pretty tough, and then I started doing okay, just making like a regular salary but working online. And then I took a few trips to the Philippines when I was around 23 years old, and that was sort of that was really crazy for me because I'd never really traveled, and I was just sort of from like a crime filled area. And when I moved to the Philippines, that just made me feel like, wow, like the world's huge. Like I've been looking at it like this the whole time, and now I can like actually conceive of myself in different places. So I had a breakup with an ex girlfriend when I was 25, and just decided, okay, that's it. I'm moving to Asia. So 6 years ago, I moved to the Philippines, and because life is like that, life was good for about 1 month, and then my whole business closed down, and I had no money. And I was in Asia with no money, and
Okay,
then
before we carry on, can you
yeah,
like give people an idea of what you was doing online? Because I think a lot of people are like, okay, this working online, what am I gonna do? Like you're talking about this, but what am I supposed to be doing? Like what's what? Because I'm
Okay,
not sure
so
if to be affiliate marketing or
okay,
network
so
marketing, like what's going on.
we sold digital products. Um, it was initially in horse racing, in gambling. So we would create analytic tools for people to use instead of just like gambling blindly on horse racing. And I'm actually really bad with technology. I've even to this day I have actually zero skills when it comes to the computer. If anything happens with my laptop, I have no skills. So my skill, like my natural talent, is in writing. I love language. I've always been like a writer. So when I started working online, I realized that I don't have any technical talent. I'm not going to learn how to code. I'm not going to learn how to create websites. I'm not going to learn how to design, but I enjoy writing. So what I predominantly did to make money online was I would write sales copies and do copywriting. And for the other pieces of the website, I would get other people to do them. I would either pay them to do it, or I would say, okay, when we make the website, whatever money we make, we'll split the money 50-50. And I'd make different deals. Because I think some people have this idea that to make money online, you need to be skilled with technology. And I've been working online for 10 years. I've not had a boss or a regular job for 10 years. I've traveled all around the world for the last 10 years, and I know nothing about computers still, because my talent naturally is in writing. So even to this day, what I predominantly do is I write. I write email content, I write video content, I write website content, and I just communicate with other people who are good at other things, designers. Henok's much more technical than I am, so he favors to do technical things when we work together. I favor to do content producing things when we work together. So what I do now, even still, is I do affiliate marketing, but predominantly selling digital products. So we don't have to spend any money to make a product. We create the product ourselves, just using our time and effort, and then we sell that for money.
All right, um, so before you kind of got to the point where you was making enough money to travel the
Hmm.
world and move to Asia, move to the Philippines, and all of these things,
Yeah.
you was basically working on the come up, like getting things going. What
Hmm.
were the steps that you took? You said Simon taught you. What were the steps that you had to take in order for you to get to that point where you can now travel and do what it is that you want to do? You're making a full-time income or more than a full-time income. What were some
Hmm.
of the steps that you took for you to get there?
Um, that whole period, I would say it was around a 3 year period where it just felt like no money ever, just poor. And the only thing that I really did in that 3 year period was I just decided that I wasn't going to change. Because a lot of people, what happened was it wasn't just me who started doing this. We had a group of friends, and there was probably a dozen people in a similar position, and some of them, came from like bad backgrounds like me. Some of them came from good backgrounds, and there's about a dozen of us. And I imagined that we were all going to go and build online businesses, and we were going to have like a mini empire together. But the truth is that what happened was when the money didn't come after 6 months, everyone disappeared. So what I did really to get to the point where I could make good money, what I decided to do was I'm gonna make my standard of living like zero. I'm not gonna buy any clothes. I'm not gonna go partying. I'm not gonna go drinking. I'm not gonna have any of these needless expenditures. Which was hard because I was like 21 and 22, and I wanted to go out and look good and party and get girls and stuff. But it, in all honesty, it wasn't really the work that was difficult for me in terms of lacking money. It was that my life felt so basic. So the main thing that I did was I decided I'm just going to make my standard of living so low that even if I'm making very little money, I can survive. And as long as I maintain a good work ethic, eventually I'll go from surviving to like paying the bills on time, and then I can pay the bills in advance, and then I can, one day buy the house instead of renting. So if I had to give myself advice, or someone else advice who's starting off, it's just to lower your expenditures, just lower everything, like humble yourself so that you're not requiring this business to make money. Because what happens is you'll meet people online and you'll see YouTube videos of people who are very wealthy, sort of selling you this lifestyle of working online and making your own business online. But that's not reality. That's not really reality. And it's certainly not going to be reality, like in 6 months or 12 months. So, in order to make sure that you don't just constantly feel disappointed and dejected, just like reduce your expenditures, just live humbly and accept that, man, maybe for 12 months I'm going to have a boring life. Maybe it's going to be 3 years or 5 years. But provided that you maintain your work ethic and you just keep working on the business that you're working on, learning, adapting, try again, learn, adapt, try again. If your lifestyle is very minimal and you don't need much expenditures, then when the business doesn't make a lot of money, it'll be okay because you've already balanced it. You've already prepared mentally to not make a big income. So for me now, even now, like like you said, you shared the story. Like our last website did really well. I'm still living in a house like I'm poor. I'm still living in the house like I'm poor because that's what gives me confidence that it doesn't matter. If the website does good, it's a bonus. If the website does bad, I'll just do it again and again and again. But what happens is a lot of people, when they see, I have people who have met me, they see like, wow, you made so many $1,000s this week on your laptop. I want that. But the problem is that they want like the end, but they don't want to be poor like I was for 3 years. So they're never going to go through that period to get to the higher level. So when you're just beginning to start something online, don't don't be thinking about this. I'm going to be rich and all that. It's not necessary. Like you just need to grow in increments, and the easiest way to do that is to just reduce your lifestyle. You don't need to have fancy things. If you could just humble yourself before you begin, then all the money that comes in is like a bonus, and you're winning straight away. If you make $100 online and you've never made any money online, you're winning. You're winning already because you know that if you carry on doing it, it will become $200, $400, $800, $1,000. Now all of a sudden you can quit your job. You don't need to worry about that, and you can just work online. But in order to get to that point where you're making little money and to keep going past that, for me personally, I found that it wasn't a work issue. It wasn't like I found some YouTube video about being motivated and I woke up and just started hustling harder. Like everyone got this idea that, oh, I just work harder, work harder, work harder, rather than humbling themselves. Like if you humble your lifestyle, you don't need to work so hard. That's the truth of it. Like we all want to feel comfortable. If you can humble yourself, you can be comfortable like today before you begin. And then the process of getting money online isn't as painful. It's not as
Uh,
painful.
and okay, so you humbled yourself and you was doing the work. What were some of the things that you think really worked well for you at the beginning in order to get you to where you are today? Because you've been doing this for like 10 years. But like if you
Hmm.
can kind of take yourself back to the beginning, what were some of the things that
Hmm.
you were doing online? Like was you reaching out to people? What kind of work was you trying to get? What did you try to learn? Yeah, like what can we kind of advise people to say, yo, do this now, in order for you to get going. By the way, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to put in the comments. I can see there's a few of you watching now. Please feel
Hmm.
free to jump on the comments. Let's get some questions going for Reese. Any questions that you might want to ask him, just put it in the comments, and then I'll address it to him. So yeah, what were some of the things you were doing at the beginning that you would say, okay, this has helped me become successful now?
One of the first things that I did that I didn't realize I did it almost until you just asked me the question now was, as soon as I was given a little work by Simon at the time, I was immediately thinking of like all of the people that I know and like all of the skills that they had and how I could start like just gluing them together. So at the time, I knew I didn't really have any technical skills and I wasn't comfortable using technology. But I had a friend, Jordan, a good friend, Jordan, who I went to school with. And I just knew, oh, Jordan will be good at this. Jordan will be good at this. So rather than having this idea that I have to do everything and I'll make all the money, I was thinking if I could get Jordan to help me, the work will be better, and then that will lead to more work. So I immediately like brought Jordan. Jordan, like you should come and meet this person. I think you'd be very good at this. I introduced Jordan to Simon. Simon's like, Greece, this is a great idea. This guy's really smart. He's good at this. He's good at this. We can really use Jordan. Now, I know a lot of people from the time that this was happening, they start doing online work and they try and like hold on to everything. Like they see a job happen or they get a commission from someone and they just try and hold it close to their chest and do it so they can make all the money. I didn't do that because I realized from the start I don't really have all the tools here. I don't know what I'm doing. I've just begun. How could I know everything? So rather than feeling like I had to learn everything myself, do everything myself, I was like, Jordan, you should come meet this guy. You should come meet this guy. What about this dude? And actually, like that's how me and you started working, Jack. Because
Hmm.
we was making music and stuff, and then I wasn't as present making music. And I'm like, Jack, like you're the type of person that could feed off this also. Like you should come and meet this
Yeah.
group of people. In my mind, I just felt like if I could connect as many dots as possible, then I'm gonna be inherently valuable. Like before I even open my laptop, I'm gonna be valuable because I'm connecting so many people that I'll be in the middle. I'm like a pivot, and then
It's like it's
I'll
kind of
become
a
like
hack.
this. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of a hack if you're not good at designing, because I always say to people, learn design, learn video editing, learn this, learn the other. But if you're not good at it, you could just find someone that's already kind of doing it, and then you
Yeah,
can collaborate on a product or collaborate on a website and say, okay, you do that, you do this, and you just end up becoming this person in the middle that's got the idea of what it is that you want to do, but you're using the people around you to make it happen.
yeah, yeah. Like from the beginning, I just understood that if I can connect dots together, if I can, it doesn't matter whether I can do the job or not. Providing I can get the job done, then I am somehow valuable to the project. And at some point down the road, that will come back around. It will come back around because that
Mm-hmm.
person will have a different project. And maybe now the project that they have the next time is one that I'm uniquely suited to. Or what we actually need is we need someone who's got sort of an eccentric writing style. We need someone who can help with the visuals of the website because the design is struggling. Oh, well, now this fits my skill set. I can jump on board. And I have a friend actually, Jennifer. She's a remote worker. She lives in Colombia, and she began working as a support worker for a very like successful marketer. She was just doing the support work, and she was good at it, so she became like the lead of support. Now, when she started coming to the conferences, she was like me. She was just pulling people together, and I used to do this at conferences. I'd go and speak to everyone in the conference, and then the second time I would go around the room, I'd already sort of have an idea of what everyone was looking for, and without even knowing this person and this person, I just bring them together. You should come and meet this person. He's like looking for you. I've just spoken to him. Like he's looking for this person, and you just told me that's what you do. I'll introduce you. Now I don't know these two people, but by connecting them, it means I'm valuable. Now Jennifer, she was like me also. I really connected with this girl called Jennifer at a conference. She had the same skill. She'd go around just connecting people. So what she decided to do was she's good at connecting people and she's good at handling a customer support group. So what she realized was I can just become an agent. I don't need to do the work myself. I can just become an agent. So she got two or three people that she knew that were willing, like that wanted the work and were good at it. And she just got like two or three people at a conference to hire them. And she just took a small commission. And this was around 5 years ago when I met her. She's like, I've got this side project. This is my idea. And I'm like, that's beautiful. Like, we're already doing this anyway. We're already connecting people anyway, just as a social thing. And I spoke to her last week. She's got like 85 members of staff. She's making crazy money now. Like, if she's not a millionaire, she will be soon. She's making crazy money now. And it's from the skill of just connecting people. But a lot of people, when they get into this, they just think of it from like an eye-centric point of view. How can I make money off this commission? Rather than like, how can I like maximize my value to this work And by maximizing what you bring to it, you'll get more out of it. Like even money wise, it may not be immediate, but it will come back around.
Yeah, yeah,
So I would
yeah.
say to begin with, you need to be willing to put yourself out there to find people. You need to be
Mm-hmm.
willing to do that. Like if you need a copywriter, it it's not enough to just search for people and the first two people that come you pick one. You don't really ask about them, you don't really know anything about them, and you just pay them a commission. It's like it's a missed opportunity. You don't know what this copywriter knows. This copywriter's last client could have been like a multi-millionaire. This is the beautiful thing about when we went to the conferences, or what I realized, man, I know these five people and perhaps they're not so successful, but their friends are mega successful. So the person that I was learning from, Simon, he was more successful than us. He was like one or two levels up. He was making good money. But the people that he knew were like crazy rich. They owned five-star hotels and $100 million net worth. I was like one person away from them, but I never really
Yeah.
understood it until I
just
went to the
just by
conference.
networking, just by
Yeah,
networking. And
just
it's
by
so
networking.
that's why I always say to people, like, even though I'm not really a LinkedIn person, but LinkedIn is really good for like
Yeah, I
connecting
agree.
with people. And then if you have an idea in mind and you're like, I can't really do this, or I don't have the money, or I don't have the skills, or I only have my phone, I don't have my laptop or anything, you could just jump on LinkedIn and just speak to people and create a network of people that will make the idea happen.
Yeah.
I just want to run through some of these questions quickly. There's like 4 or 5 questions now. And then we're gonna get Tremor on board.
Mhm.
Which affiliate marketing website you recommend for me as a beginner and learning from them? So can you recommend? I know what you're gonna say, but yeah, I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, so for the majority of the time that I worked online, we used ClickBank, and ClickBank's good because of how trusted it is. It's super trusted. It's like the big affiliate marketing network. So if you want to begin on something, I would recommend ClickBank. Now, I wouldn't fall into the trap of thinking ClickBank is the be all and end all. Like, oh, it's like Amazon. I don't think it's like that. With email marketing, like there's a lot of good email marketing and affiliate marketing platforms you can use. But ClickBank, because it's the most recognized and it's trustworthy, you should find that fairly easy because people will trust the ClickBank brand even if your brand is brand new. Like when you have a new brand, there's no trust in it. You have to build the reputation up. But because they're purchasing through ClickBank, they trust the ClickBank brand because they know that the refund policy is good, the secure payments are good. So I would recommend ClickBank for a starter.
All right, cool. Next question from my man Tremor, who's gonna come on next. How did you find the client? You made your business plan for there, but how exactly did you find? Like, how did you grow? Because obviously we had an email list. What
Mhm.
what did you do to grow your email list?
So essentially, what I did was I would create a website, and I had a very I created my first website, and I requested Simon, the one person that I knew, to promote it, and I would give him 60% commission for any sales he made. So for the first website I had, I didn't make any sales myself. Simon made a few sales, and I had a few things on the website to capture people's emails, like flash pop-up boxes and things like that. So what I did was I never actually went to find clients. I went to find affiliates, and the affiliates would send me the clients because I would give them a commission. So I actually have a business to business model, not a business to client model. So my website sells to the clients, but I personally was selling to other people with this business. I was saying, look, you can go to all the effort to make a website yourself, but you're not going to do that every week. But you have enough clients to make money every week. So instead of promoting your website and then, making no money for a few weeks whilst you make a new one, promote my website and I'll give you 70%. And another thing that I did that a lot of other people weren't willing to do was I knew the market rates for affiliate commission, and I just said, I'll make less money than everyone else. I was willing to make less money than everyone else to get my foot in the door. Like
Yeah.
some people, they want to get into drop shipping, right? So they do all this research about drop shipping. They get a manufacturer in Pakistan that does a certain textile, blah blah blah, and then they look at all the market rates, and then they go, okay, well that's the rate. You're not in the door. You're not in the door. Nobody
Mhm.
trusts you. You're brand new. Why should anyone choose your shop over another shop? If the price is the same and the product's the same, you pick the brand that you like. And your brand isn't trusted yet. It's a new brand. So what I decided from the beginning was, again, this is what I spoke to about humbling yourself. I decided I'll be cheaper than everyone. I'll make less money than everyone until I'm at a point where my brand is valuable. People trust me as a person. They trust me as a producer of content. And then I'll charge what the correct rate is. But in order to get my foot in the door, what people used to charge back then 10 years ago was 60%. If you send me a customer, I'll give you 60%. The maximum that ClickBank would allow at the time was 75%. So I just immediately capped it at 75%.
So
And I just said
basically,
to everyone,
just to explain, because I don't think people understand what you're trying to say with the whole percentage. So with affiliate marketing, you can create a product and ask other people to promote your product. So let's say you're into, let's say, baby products, and you have a range of products that you're trying to sell. You've branded it, maybe you sourced it from China. You can get people to promote your products on your behalf, and then they get a commission every time they sell your product. That's basically what affiliate marketing is. Now, usually affiliate marketing is being used on digital products. With a digital product, you don't really have a cost. So you can create an ebook on something. You can create an ebook on how to garden. This is how you do up your garden, right? Because I know, especially in South Africa, a lot of people are really good at gardening. You could create an ebook on gardening and get people from around the world to promote your ebook through this platform called ClickBank, which you should all look up ClickBank if you're into affiliate marketing. Go on ClickBank, put your product up and say to people, hey, promote my product and I'll give you, like reset, 75%. Now that sounds like a lot of money, but you're building up a clientele so that when you create your next product, you can then sell it to them. So that's how affiliate marketing basically works. You could be the person promoting other people's stuff, which is what most people do. They get onto things like ClickBank, or what are the other ones? Warrior something, Warrior Forum, JV Zoo, or all these platforms. There's a few
yeah,
that are popping off nowadays that I don't even know the name, but there's a few affiliate marketing platforms. They end up on these platforms and they promote those people's products. But what you can do is actually create your own product and get people to promote it. So that's basically just affiliate marketing in a nutshell. So what he did was he gave away most of the percentage to other people. So he was
yeah,
making less money, but then in reality, you built up your clientele that way as well. So yeah,
yeah.
you building up your own little email list by doing that.
Yeah, so that's something that I've done in different ways though. I've done it with how much I charge people and how much commission I gave. When some people would pay me to do copywriting, I would charge them less money than other people and competitors. There was one point where I knew someone. Steve is a good friend of mine. He now does cryptocurrency and hotels and a lot of things. And he asked me to create a phone support team, and I just charged less than most people would. And I decided that if I can just get enough customers, if I can get enough clientele, if I can get enough contacts, if I can get enough reach, then the money will come for sure. The good money will come. So if I just undercut everyone else, I'll get there quicker. And I don't, because I didn't need a lavish lifestyle, because I decided that, you know what, I'm just going to live simple until I can afford to live nicely. For me, it was easy because from the beginning, I told myself, I'm just going to live humble until this works. So I wasn't desperate for every penny. I didn't need to like go out partying this month. Let me make this extra money. I just decided, you know what? If this guy owes me a favor and this guy's worth $50 million, that's a great person to have owing you a favor. He's a great person to have owing you a favor. Now, years later, I actually use a software called Z Code, Z Code because it's American, but Z Code's $200 a month. It's $200 a month, and it's a really cool platform for people who do sports analysis. Not for me. I can just call up Steve and go, "Hey, Steve, can I get access to Z Code?" He'll give it me because it's a favor for a favor. But that didn't come till
Yeah,
years after. I didn't
that's
ask
how
him
the
for that
industry works.
for years.
Yeah,
I didn't ask him for
it's
years and years and years and years. I
you,
never said
you
nothing. But I
you've
knew
got to
one
give
day
before
when I
you receive.
yeah, but I knew one day there'll be a moment where I could call Steve and just ask for a little favor. So when I saw, man, $250 a month, that's like a 15, 60, 1750 a year. That's money. I live in Asia. That could put my kid through school here. Like that's that's almost $2,000 a year. If I use that for the next 10 years, I've just saved myself $17,000 by just doing something years back when I had no money. Just let me just charge him less. Let me not be greedy. And I was poor at the time. I had no money. But inside I just knew, just trust in the long-term idea that if I look after people, not everyone will look after me back, but just that one person, Steve. We're going to use this software now. Me and you use it, Henok. Like we use this software. It,
Yeah,
it can help. It can help our business. If we use the software for 10 years, which we can, we've just got lifetime access. We'll save $17,000. But
yeah.
it takes a long term mentality to
It
to
it
get those
does,
kind of things.
and again, to take it back to you guys as well, like it's this is another way of getting in the game. This is
Ooh,
another way of growing your business.
burnout.
Because he's really giving you some gems. And also, guys, I hope you appreciate this because he's taking time out. He's not getting paid for this. No one is getting paid for this. So all of this is it's just free knowledge that we just want to give out to people because we feel like you know, we put up these barriers in our heads, and we tell ourselves these stories. Oh, it's so difficult. Like everyone's talking about this e-commerce thing and this online business, but it's so difficult. And how am I going to do it? But he's just giving you a gem here. Just network and connect with the right people, and it's favor for a favor. If you do that free design for someone, if you do the free write up for this person or whatever it is that you need to do, and you do it for multiple people, eventually that's going to come back to you. And you never know, you might do a favor for a millionaire, and then before you know it, one day he comes back to you and gives you some work or gives you. So that's how the industry works. It is favor for a favor, give before you receive, and there's multiple ways to skin a cat. It's not just let me work my ass off and work 16 hours a day and put money in because I know a lot of us don't have the money to even start out. There's multiple ways to do this. I just want to get on to the next question so we can get Tramar on board as well. Tramar also has a really interesting story. So this is Tembeka. He's into UI, UX. So he's into web design, I guess, web design or app designs, user experience. And he wants to know how to handle multiple long-term and short-term clients. Um, is he meant to be honest? Like, hey, look, I've got other jobs, or is he meant to hide it? So how do you work with multiple people at the same time? And most importantly, this is a good one. How do you manage
Yeah.
burnout? I think this is a nice one to end this. Like, how do you deal with all these multiple clients? And also, how do I manage my time? Because burnout online is real. Like burnout online is a real thing. Like it's real. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that to you.
Okay, so for the multiple long-term and short-term clients, and I guess you're also sort of within that question saying, am I supposed to explain to my clients my situation, or shall I just sort of like juggle it internally and try and balance everything? If you have an idea, if you have an idea about like your long-term goal, this is a thing that it all sort of relates to the burnout as well. For me, it's like one group question. It's like a cluster question. So look at like nowadays, I actually work a lot less than I used to, but it's not really because of my money situation is different. It's because I find that a normal day of work with like a peaceful mindset and clarity is as valuable as 16-hour work hours. Now, for some people, they're not in that position. You have to work 16 hours. And I understand because I used to be in that position. But when you're talking about juggling long term and short term jobs, this is where you need to prioritize something that's not really your work. You need to prioritize your lifestyle. Because here's the crazy thing about working online. The real reason people want to work remotely is because it offers a different lifestyle. There's many ways to get rich where you don't work remotely. So there's nothing unique about making money online. The money element is the same as many other jobs and businesses. You could be a realtor and sell property in one city and become rich. The real reason why people want to work remotely is because of the lifestyle it affords. Now, if you don't really know what type of lifestyle you like, you don't know how much to sacrifice for it. So when you're talking about like how do I manage burnout and things like that, one thing I like to do is I like to ask myself, what does my perfect day look like? What is the kind
Mm.
of day that I could have Monday to Friday for the next 50 years and be on my deathbed and be like, that was a great choice. That was genius. What I just did there was genius. I should teach my grandkids that. Because what people really do is they just think, how can I get rich between Monday and Friday? And they push that. And then at the end of their life, they're like, my life wasn't that fun. It was the time away from my work was okay. Like my vacations were fun, but my lifestyle wasn't that good. And I know people who are very, very, very rich whose lifestyles aren't very good. Lifestyle is not this thing where you just make money and travel around on a jet. Lifestyle is, do you wake up and enjoy the 24 hours on Monday or not? Or not. So if you're feeling burnt out, I would suggest that you you sit back and you plan a day where you feel like I could repeat this day Monday to Friday for the next 10 years and I will never get burned out. Because burned out means that you're not really enjoying your day. Like your day's messed up. It's okay once in a while if you have a really big opportunity and you need to do some extra hours. But if you're feeling burned out on a regular basis, you're not designing a healthy lifestyle. Now, personally, for me, for the first 3 years, I had an incredibly unhealthy lifestyle, incredibly unhealthy. And what happened to me was I was making very little money. And then I went from making very little money to like £1,000 a month. And I was making rent. And then it went from £1,000 to like £3,000, like almost instantly. And I went from like having no money to like,
Oh yeah, yeah. This is rands. We need to be telling people all types of currencies out here. Maybe we should tell
okay,
them
okay,
dollars,
okay, okay.
dollars,
So,
dollars, because dollars people know dollars. So
okay,
he's
okay.
basically
So,
saying about 20,000 is like £1,000. 20,000 rands is £1,000.
okay, so I was making no money. I was making like 10,000 rands, and I was like in England. That is like you aren't even sure if you're eating. You can't pay bills and rent and eat for 10,000 rand. It's impossible. So I'm making 10,000 rand. I don't have enough money to like eat, so I have to eat my rent money and then make excuses of why I don't have rent. So that was the situation for a while. Then I went to 20,000 rand, which is like I can pay my rent and I can eat, but I can't go and party or buy any clothes or do anything. But I can pay my bills and I can eat food at the same time. So that was like survival money. I was happy to just survive because I was not surviving for so long. And I went from 20,000 rand to like 70,000 rand like in instantly. So I went
Yeah.
from like struggling to not struggling. And just as I was like, wow, I'm not struggling, I was like, oh, now I have money. Now I can get a plane to anywhere in the world.
Mm.
But what had happened was I'd pushed myself to the point where when the money came, I hated my life. I genuinely hated my life. I was making 70,000 rand and it didn't feel any better than when I was making 10,000 rand. And I was feeling like, is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? Do I have like a depression disorder? What is wrong with me? I honestly was like confused because I'd gone from 10,000 rand to 70,000 rand and my happiness was just flat. It was flat. I was happy for about 5 minutes. And what had happened was I'd created a burnout lifestyle because in my mind I felt like the more I work, the more money I'll make, the happier I'll be. So I created my work schedule to just be like go 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 go. Then the money came, I had no time to enjoy it, and even when I did have time to enjoy it, I was burnt out. So by this time, I had like a beautiful girlfriend. I lived in a nice part of the city. I grew up, there was lots of crime. Now I live in the part of the city with no crime. I grew up, it was very stressful, like fighting in my house. Now I've got a beautiful girlfriend and I've got the money where I can take her to the nicest restaurants. So I should be walking around feeling like $1 million. And instead, the time that I wasn't working, I was just dead, dead because I'd worked too hard. I'd had burnout. So if you're feeling burned out, then Becca, I would suggest that you look at, okay, how many work hours can I really do a day without feeling burnt out? And
Mm.
just cap it. Just cap it. Honestly, yeah. I know people are desperate to make more and more and more and more and work harder and harder, but it won't be worth the money. If you're earning the money and you're not enjoying it, the money was meaningless. It was meaningless. And you don't really see wealthy people tell you this, because when you see wealthy people talk on YouTube, they're selling you a product. They're selling you a product. So they don't really tell you the exact truth. They tell you what you want to hear that makes you buy the product. It's a sales pitch. It's a sales pitch about being rich. You want to be rich like me. You want to have a jet like me. You got to push hard, and because people think, oh, that makes sense. And then they push and they get motivated. They get full of endorphins and they go and buy the person's product. It's not reality. I know a lot of rich people. Some of them are super happy. Some of them are not happy at all. And mostly it's because of this work thing, burnout. Burnout's real. It can ruin your life. It ruined my life for a long time. It actually ruined my life. I had so much money, and my girlfriend was gorgeous. People would be like, "Wow, like Reese made it. Reese made it." That's what I used to get from people. Like, "Oh, wow, like it was tough, but you got money now and you're traveling, and I saw you on Facebook and Instagram and you look so happy." Yeah, I'm smiling from my Instagram pic, but inside I'm dead. I don't even want to go traveling around the world with my girlfriend. I want to lay in bed and just sleep and eat cereal and watch cartoons because my brain is fried from working too much. So if you have multiple
Especially being
clients,
behind a laptop, just being
yeah,
behind a laptop all day.
just locked off from the world, drinking
Yeah.
coffee, just
Hmm.
typing away. My back's getting bad. My hip flexors are getting tight. Like my body is starting to just feel tight and stiff. I don't feel like relaxed.
You're doing
So
the same thing as a 9 to 5, but at home.
exactly. Worse than a 9 to 5. Because people with a 9 to 5, they have an off switch. It's 5 p.m. They just turn off. They go home, they watch things with their partner, they play with their kids, they have pets. We didn't have any of that. We didn't have any of that. We were just thinking in our mind, let's get rich and let's just push. So we're working like way past 5 a.m., like way past, like coffees. I remember staying up for sometimes 2 days, 3 days, no sleep, coffee. And I'm telling myself in my mind, well, if I make 5,000, if I make 100,000 rand, I'll lose 2 days sleep. I'll lose 2 days sleep. It's fine. And to the point where I'm literally hallucinating. I'm at my desk and things are in the corner of my eye, and I'm like confused, and I'm getting upset at things emotionally where I shouldn't be because my body's not rested. I cannot recommend strongly enough to people, put a cap on how much you work. Just put a cap on it. Like, work hard, be focused, but it's more important that when you work, you have a plan and you're focused. If you're focused when you're working, it will pay you. It will pay you. You don't need to work 15 hours. You don't need to work 16 hours. You definitely don't need to work 100-hour weeks. This is something that they sell you on YouTube. Some people are born incredibly driven, and I know someone like this. He has to work 100 hours a week because he gets depressed if he doesn't. 99.9% of us are not like that. We're humans. We want to spend time with our partner, spend time with our friends, drink a beer, go to a barbecue, watch a movie. This is all healthy, natural things. Don't let people make you feel bad for doing that. Providing that you're focused for a good period of the day, then you are allowed rest every day. So if you're feeling burned out, then Becca, I would look at your day and ask yourself, how many hours work can I do before the burnout starts to creep in? Because it can get to a point where you need 6 months of rest. Like, I've had that. I've worked for years and years and had burnout, and I feel like I don't want to touch my laptop or work for 6 months. That's how tired I am. That's how burnt out I am. And you don't want to get to that position because momentum's just gone then. It's like starting from zero. So write down your short term clients, write down your long term clients, and just ask yourself the question, if I have to do this every day for the next 10 years, every day for 10 years, how much can I actually do per day? Per day. For some people, it's only 6 hours. I personally don't work more than 4 hours unless it's really important, because I've discovered that when I go to the gym, I do a martial arts. If I go to the gym and train, that's minimum 2 hours, usually 2.5 hours, like driving, training. Then after the 2.5 hours, I need to eat food and prepare food. That takes up to about 4 hours just for the gym. Now, after the 4 hours I've trained and had food, I need to rest because the training's so difficult. The climate here is really hot. Now it's like you take a nap, 6 hours. So this is 6 hours of my day gone just from training. It sounds crazy, but this is reality. Like, we're not machines. Not all of us can go to the gym, lift weights for 2 hours, go home, work for 10 hours, take a nap, wake up, cook, clean, do the house, run the errands, pay the bills. It's too much for some people. So I've learned to juggle my life where I do 4 hours work and then I do 4 hours other work things. Sometimes I study, sometimes I read, sometimes I listen to podcasts, I take notes, I make plans with Henok, we make phone calls and we plan out things. But physical work, I don't work 10 hours a day. It's not useful. So if you're feeling burnt out, write down all your tasks on paper, long term, short term, everything, including like your housework, including chores, including spending time with your partner, spending time with your kids, and ask yourself, if I have to do this for 10 years, could I really do this every day for 10 years? If you can't, it means you're just going to get burnt out and then you lose your momentum. It's not worth it. Create a day, create one day that you believe that you could do for 10 years, because then you can be very consistent. And if you're consistent, that's where your business will go up and the money will go up. You know, like, nobody can go to the gym and get slim in one day. No one can go to the gym and get muscles in one day. It's impossible. But if you go to the gym even for 30 minutes, if you go to the gym for 30 minutes every day for 10 years, you have a good body. So the work is more about the consistency of it than pushing yourself and dying. I really can't stress that enough. Create one work day that you're happy to do for 10 years, and then you'll be consistent and your business will grow.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm actually meant to have Tremor on like 20 minutes ago, but you
Mm-hmm.
gave a lot of insight. People seem to be happy. Can we just like, I want to get the comments going because usually like people are, a bit more interactive. Like, let's interact with each other. Let's talk. Reese just gave a lot of gems. Okay. Your couple thank yous coming through. Yeah, Reese gave a lot of gems. And like I said, um, we're doing this because we feel like this message needs to be out there. People, especially when in Africa, we're talking about poverty and unemployment, all of these things, especially what's happening now. Let's put the measures out there. Let's say to people that there is a solution. That's why we're doing this. So I hope you take this on board. And yeah, he took the time out of the day to tell you this. He had other things he could have been doing. So I appreciate you coming, Reese. I appreciate you sharing. And yeah,
Oh, man.
start putting these things into practice. Honestly, if you just put in the work and you patient and you do the networking like you said, and
And you
obviously also on the
don't
other
burn
side,
out.
you don't
And
burn out.
you don't burn out.
you, you don't
If
burn
you
out. Like you have a
if you
balance.
if you can't do it for 10 years, it's already too much.
Yeah. Then yeah, it
Really,
does pay off.
really,
Mm,
because we used to do this all the time. Let's just push, 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 and then you rest for 2 weeks. The momentum's gone. It's silly.
yeah.
People need to
Yeah.
realize that you can do less, but providing you do it every day for 10 years, you win. You win.
Yeah. All right, brother. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for
Peace
having me
out.
on. Man.
Let's see how I'm gonna do this. Move from stream. All right, here we go. All right, so I've got Tremor now. Let me just get Tremor on board.
Hey,
What's
okay, I see
happening,
my
bro?
face. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, can hear you
Perfect.
okay.
What's going on,
Um,
man?
I'm blessed, man. You know what I'm thinking? Because that was a lot of information that Reese just gave away. A
Yeah.
lot of gems. I wanna actually have another separate one with you because
Okay.
I try to put two together, but I don't think that's always the right format because there's so much information being given, and it's like
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, yo, go and digest that information, and then come back later for something completely different.
Okay.
So can we do another one where it's just me and you, and then we can like deep dive into what you're doing,
Okay.
and then put that across if that's okay with you?
Yeah, I'm totally open to that. I mean, I have a
Yeah,
lot of information, so it would be best to probably schedule
that's
something
what
like
I
that.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Because then we can deep dive into that rather than we've just had a deep dive, then we go into another deep dive. I think we're gonna lose out
So I was
on
taking notes off. I was taking notes
yeah.
off of Reese.
Yo,
So.
he was going in. He was going in, and yeah, we've done a lot together, man. Like honestly, and I'm gonna put Reese, I'm gonna put your handle on the WhatsApp groups and on Facebook and Instagram and everything, so that people can get in touch with you if need be. But yeah, that's a lot of information. And yeah, so just quickly, Tramar, for next time, you just let people know Wagwan and obviously what you're doing, and then on the next one, we can deep dive into our conversation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll make it brief. This whole thing that's going on in the external world is giving me an opportunity to work online. I worked 2 jobs, but where my passion really is working with youth, and I would be working with youth in the actual community centers, but now I have an opportunity to work with youth online remotely, and that has been really providing an income for me to work anywhere in the world. I could work if I'm in Toronto, if I'm in Canada, if I'm in Costa Rica, if I'm all over the world, I can work anywhere. And yeah, it provided me the freedom and the lifestyle. He was talking about lifestyle, but it provided me the lifestyle that I was really searching for.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's really,
yeah, man.
It's really good, man.
Yeah, man. And we met out here in Costa Rica, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I was telling you everything.
We were both trying to escape the madness that was going on. So, but yeah, we're waiting for you, man. You need to come back.
I will.
Yeah, you need to come back soon.
Seeing what's happening, I'm like, all right, like
yeah.
I have a window. I'm gonna make the window.
You have a window. Yeah. But anyways, Tramar, I'm gonna set up the next one. The universe is telling me I need to be doing this every Sunday. And yeah, just push the information out to those that want to hear it. So let's try and see if we can do next Sunday. If not the next Sunday, the Sunday after that. And then let's deep dive. Let's get into it, man.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. All right, brother. And everyone else, thank you for being here. I will let you guys know on the WhatsApp groups again for the next time. And then yeah, we'll keep it going. We'll keep it moving. I appreciate all of you. And I hope again that this is
Reese.
really.
Thank you for that information.
Yeah, Reese went in today. Reese went in.
I literally have a book. I took some notes and everything. So,
so what if you do need any help, feel free to just WhatsApp us. We'll help where we can. Like I said, I'm not really doing anything crazy anymore, like in terms of like the courses and all that. We're not really doing that. We're going to be putting up all our content on YouTube. If you want to look at it, you can. But we're still here to help where we can and where we can assist the people. But anyways, peace out, everyone. Thanks for coming, Tramar. And I'm sorry, I just thought I don't want to take away from you. You know what I mean? Because I know you're gonna go in as well, and I don't want to take away from what you're gonna say because of the first one. So I think I'm just gonna do one guess now.
That's fair. It takes this to figure that out. That's all good, man.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I see you. Thank you. I'm getting some comments here. But anyways, guys, peace out. Blessings.
Peace.